Okay, everybody, the Cold War is heating up. Shots have been fired, shots have been returned, and we are going to cover it all on today's video. Stay tuned.
Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa. And if I say it enough, it gets ingrained in my head, and I start to.
Okay, so in case you missed it, there is some drama, fresh tea to spill, drama going on in the Beachbody Frenemy group. I am so glad I started covering these women a couple of weeks ago because there is now new action for us to uncover. Welcome to my channel, everyone. If you are new here, my name is Bethany. I was in Beachbody from 2014 to 2021, and I've spent the last few years deprogramming and healing and deconstructing not only MLMs, but manifestation and the entire personal development industrial complex. And we talk a lot about that here on my channel. So if that's the kind of thing you like, please keep watching. And if you want to see more, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and let's just get right into it. First of all, thank you guys for the birthday wishes. I had an amazing birthday. It was so fun. We did a concert version of Beauty and the Beast, and I got to play Belle. I do have some snippets up on my TikTok, on my Instagram, which are also Bethany B. Soprano. I walked into the office yesterday with this bow in my hair like this, and my coworker said, "Oh my gosh, you look like Belle from Beauty and the Beast." And I was like, "Thank you, I am." In case you're wondering, I am actually Belle, just in this universe. And to those of you who started reading romantasy books because of me, you're welcome. This is a shirt my friend got me for my birthday. It says, "Read romantasy books." So that's some of my birthday gifts. So thank you so much for the birthday wishes. It was amazing. I'm so excited for this next trip around the sun. I think it's going to be great. Let's get into today's video right away. I have screenshots, I have reels. Things got passive aggressive, things got straight up aggressive. So here's what went down. I didn't get a screenshot of the initial shot that was fired. I don't even know if I would consider it a shot fired, but Autumn Calabrese shared Kat Napolitano's before and after pictures from Belle Vitale to promote Belle Vitale, which I have theorized completely flopped, in my opinion. But Kat is no longer besties with Autumn. Kat is no longer Autumn's right-hand woman. I don't know what went down between them, but it's not good. So Kat responded with the following reel. Let me scoochie and I'll show it to you. We don't need the sound because it's just clapping. So let me screenshot this first part of it. So in the bottom right-hand corner is her before and after from Belle Vitale. We looked at it on this channel when we did our first episode on this Frenemies group, and I'll link that video in the top. But this was Kat's Belle Vitale before and after that she posted back in October to promote Belle Vitale. And her reel is her clapping to the music and it says, "No gluten, no dairy, no alcohol, low carbs, no sugar, no fun." And then in her second one, she has a picture from, I assume, now-ish or in the last couple months that says, "Occasionally, gluten, wine, dairy, always living my best life." So she is clearly responding to the fact that Autumn shared her before and after and saying, this before and after, what you don't see is that I wasn't allowed to have all these things. It was really not fun. It was really bad. And here is what Kat said in her caption. I'll put it up here if you want to read it. The sun just went away. If you saw the lighting change, that's why. But this is what she says. I just didn't want to live like that. No gluten, no dairy, no alcohol. No, thank you. Sure, I could do the restrictive diet thing, and I did. The before and after from that photo, that was 3 months of saying no to all the fun stuff. Okay, maybe I cheated once or twice. Did I get results? Yep. But at what cost? I'm 58, not trying to be a supermodel. I just want to feel good in my skin, you know? But back then, if I had one off-plan meal, it felt like everything I lost came right back on. And the only other option, some doctor-prescribed, medically assisted weight loss plan I didn't want. That seems a little... I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Until now, I have to shout this from the rooftops. There's finally a better way. Get ready. Does everyone have their beverage of choice to take a shot when we get this phrase? Enter bioactive precision peptides, specifically the Muscle and Metabolic Collection, aka Lean, Fit, and Hydrated. Y'all, these have changed my life. I still work out. I still eat clean-ish. But I also say yes to my martinis and my pizza. Balance, baby. For the first time, I feel like I'm living, really living, while still feeling amazing in my body. If you're done with extremes and ready to feel confident, strong, and like your best self without skipping the fun, drop fit 58 in the comments, blah, blah, blah. Then it's just the sales pitch. Okay. So it's so weird because Kat's also doing faster way to fat loss, which I've said before, seems more restrictive, or at least the same amount of restrictive as Ultimate Portion Fix. Now, to be fair, I did not do Belvital. So it sounds like she said no gluten, no dairy, no alcohol for 3 months. So that does sound more restrictive than 80-Day Obsession or any of the other Ultimate Portion Fix meal plans that I've done. We were allowed to have gluten and dairy. On 80-Day Obsession, we were supposed to not have alcohol the entire 80 days. Some people did anyway because New Leader Conference happened 1 month into 80-Day Obsession. I went to that and so did a bunch of other people. We were all doing 80-Day Obsession and we just had to, people went out, people had drinks, but I didn't have a drink the entire 80 days. And actually, this is not me advocating for Beachbody programs. I don't think you should buy them. I don't think you should do them. But that experience, I felt really good. And now I'm about 90% alcohol free just because I feel so good. And when I do have alcohol, it messes with my sleep, messes with my digestion. I just don't feel as energetic. So I'm a singer and alcohol does dry out your vocal mechanism. So I'm generally mostly alcohol free and I do prefer it that way. Look, you don't stay in a multi-level marketing company for 7 years if it's all terrible. They do some things right. Beachbody did not become as big as it was at one time without doing some innovative things in the fitness world. They kind of lost that innovation in the last few years. And obviously, along with being an MLM, those were its downfall, in my opinion. But obviously, there are some good things to come out of it. I think you can find those good things in much less restrictive ways and in much more doable and sustainable ways outside of Beachbody. So, or faster way to fat loss, or make wellness peptides. I think there are much cheaper / free and easier ways to do it without doing that. So faster way, maybe the meal plan she's doing the faster way allows her to have gluten, dairy, and alcohol, but it's also carb cycling and intermittent fasting. So in my opinion, that is just a different kind of restriction. It's a different kind of difficulty level. And I honestly think she's been doing it for a couple months and she's got the high of just something new. And I have said before, I think it's the same thing in a different font. And carb cycling to me is more restrictive. We're going to look at Christina Delgado's stories coming up and how she has a low carb or no carb day with her Faster Way workout that day. When I covered Kat a couple weeks ago, she showed her meals in her story and there were no carbs that day. I personally can't do that carb cycling thing where you have no carbs, no fruit even. I was miserable trying to do that. And so I think Faster Way is more restrictive than Ultimate Portion Fix. But again, I'm judging based on Ultimate Portion Fix, not based on Belle Vitale. So I do think that I will give her the benefit of the doubt. I have never done Belle Vitale. I've never done the 4-week gut protocol. I was out of Beachbody before those programs came out, and I don't know what Autumn did to the containers or what caveats there were in the meal plan, but clearly Kat doesn't like it. So let's go to what Christina had to say. So her reel itself doesn't have much in it. It's just who I used to be in 2017. And then honestly, I hardly recognize. But where she fires the shots is in her caption and in her Instagram stories, which we are absolutely going to look at. So in 2017, Christina was in the 80-day obsession test group. So it is my opinion, pretty solid that she is referring to being in the 80-day obsession test group specifically, because they are obviously both firing shots at Autumn. So she says, "It feels like an eternity ago, and I don't know her anymore. And you may take a snapshot of her body, pick it apart, and say she let herself go." No, I think she looks exactly the same, honestly. I'm just like, what? But that is what happens in Beachbody specifically. That was my experience too, is that you do learn to hyperfixate on your body. With every program that comes out, you're trying to just get like that much more shredded, and you're trying to show these before and after pictures with each program showing that you're just like that much more shredded. And the thing that comes along with being in a health and wellness MLM that makes it even more toxic and damaging than maybe a cosmetics or a clothing or whatever other type of MLM. It feels like these days they're all health and wellness MLMs, but being in a health and wellness MLM where you are showing weight loss and before and after pictures and things is that the self-doubt of not succeeding in an MLM goes beyond just, am I working hard enough? Am I doing the right things on social media? Am I inviting enough people? Blah, blah, blah. If you're in a regular MLM, you're going to have all those things where you're not succeeding because the business model is not designed for you to succeed. And you're doubting yourself in all of those ways. But when you're in a health and fitness MLM, on top of that, you're like, is it because I'm not skinny enough? Is it because I'm not shredded enough? My body isn't good enough. So it adds body image issues on top of all of that and just drags you down. Like, my self-esteem at one point was just like, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. You know, my body isn't good enough. I'm not good enough at inviting people. I'm not likable enough on social media. I'm not a good enough person, because they tell you, like, if you just did more personal development, if your vibe was higher. That's why I got into the manifestation world. I was taking these manifestation courses. Like, every part of me was failing. And it just makes you feel like you are a total failure in every single area of your life. And on top of that, being an opera and musical theater, as a woman, as a soprano, of course, you are in the most competitive voice part, and you get the most rejection out of any voice part. Sopranos basically fund the opera industry. That's a rant for another day, but I know I have some fellow classical singers that know me from the classical singer life that follow me, so you guys get it, right? Like, it's rough. So at one point, I just thought I was a failure of a human being, and that is what MLM does to you. So the hyperfixating on every perceived flaw of your body, like I get that's why she was doing it. But I will say it's not better being in Faster Way or Make Wellness. It may feel better right now, but it's copy and paste in a different font. Okay, so here's what she said. Honestly, over the course of the last year, I've found myself. What I see in the first video is a pattern I lived in for years. Get picked for a test group, get shredded, enjoy a new, thinner body for 6 months, then rebel. And do it all over again because the next big thing was coming. And I know I'm not alone. I'm watching this all go down before my eyes with so many of you, and I'm sorry. The experts call us weak. Many of them injecting peptides to stay fit and thin. It's actually heartbreaking. Okay, so the whole cycle, like she is right about that. She was high enough up. If you're like a top coach, you get picked to be in the test groups, which is a huge advantage, but they already get, like once you get to the top of the MLM, you get every advantage to stay there. So that's neither here nor there, but the cycle of like over restricting and maintaining it for 6 months and then rebelling, that's just, if you're doing anything that's unsustainable. And in my opinion, carb cycling and intermittent fasting is unsustainable. Ultimate Portion Fix is actually, again, I am not defending Autumn. I don't think you should do Ultimate Portion Fix. Just look up the government My Plate recommendations, and that's what she based Ultimate Portion Fix off of. I do think it's actually a good template for healthy living if you are not limiting yourself to the food lists and you are eating in the right, like eating enough food, eating enough food to maintain your lifestyle. So that's my opinion on that. So I don't see how Faster Way is more sustainable or less restrictive. It actually seems to me like it is less sustainable and less restrictive than Ultimate Portion Fix. That's just my opinion. Also, what she says here about the experts calling us weak in injecting peptides to stay fit and thin, I think that she is referring to Autumn here. I think she is saying that Autumn told her that, taking these peptide, like consumable peptides don't work, or these programs she's doing don't work, or she's weak for not being able to do Autumn's programs. Autumn has documented saying people have excuses, even when people have legitimate questions. She has talked about, like, why do you need to, like, have treats on vacation or at Thanksgiving? Like, Autumn has almost, like, no wiggle room at all. Like, the balance of life is just, like, not feasible to her, it seems like. And she does come from the bodybuilding world, the bikini competition world, where people do use injectable peptides. So I believe that Christina is throwing some shade at Autumn and saying, Autumn didn't approve of these programs they're doing now and consumable peptides. I will say, injectable peptides, I've never used them. I don't know anything about them. If you are in the bodybuilding world or if you know something about them, please let us know. But from what I have heard, like, that's something that's just regularly used for competitions and in the bodybuilding world, and none of them are using consumable peptides. They're not using Make Wellness peptides. So that tells me that, like, injectable peptides actually work and Make Wellness peptides probably don't, because you would think that people would use them, especially if they worked like the Make Wellness Huns say they're working, like they're better than GLP-1s and stuff. Everyone would be scrambling to get them because everyone's scrambling to get GLP-1s, and that's a prescription medication. But you can get it at a med spa, and if you have enough money, like, people are getting them even if they don't have very much weight to lose, which is a whole other conversation, and I don't want to get into that. It's a very hot button topic. But that's just to use as an illustration of the fact that if something does work, people will scramble to get it. But that was definitely some shade thrown at Autumn, in my opinion. Let's finish this. Well, you and me, I call us human. And I'm done. I resisted Faster Way and a new business. But now I feel they are the secret sauce to ending the vicious cycle. My new workout plan doesn't have an end date. There's no start and stop, switch training styles, go back, eat this way, then eat that way, with everyone disagreeing with each other on what way is best. It's one way, the faster way. Our next week in la 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 la. Yeah. I did go to Faster Way to see if there was any kind of free trial so I could really look at their meal plans and maybe try it for a week. But there is no free trial, so I can't try it and tell you if it feels less restrictive. But just from what I've seen on Kat's and Christina's stories with the low carb days, I can't even go a day. Like, I can't go a day without carbs or with like really low carbs. Like, that's just not, I don't want to be miserable even for a day. I don't want to be. So, you know, I would try it for you guys though. I would do a week of it. I'm not someone who has ever struggled with ED or any of those behaviors. So I could do a restrictive meal plan for a week and be fine. I would do it for you guys just so I could compare it to all the Beachbody programs I've done. I would like to be able to because I would like to be able to speak on it with more authority, but I think I have a pretty good idea and I'm pretty sure it's not, yeah. I'm pretty sure it's more restrictive and not sustainable, but I do like the shots being fired, and I'm here for the tea. Okay, now we are going to get into Christina's Instagram stories where there is more explicit shots being fired. So let's get into it. She has Rise and Shine, found out yesterday that our team is number 3 in all make wellness. Good for you. You had a giant downline in Beachbody, of course. I think back to how stuck I felt, hanging on because I felt I had to. Now I feel so free from all that, and it's so, so, so good. I love these peptides, I love our team, and I'm loving our experience with the company. Here's what I have to say about that. You are in the honeymoon phase. You brought your downline over to Make Wellness. It was a brand new company. You got in before they even had a product, before they really opened, and you got a bunch of Beachbody stragglers. Of course, you're number 3. You're growing faster because you had 14 years in Beachbody. And now Modere just closed. So you're having an influx of Modere people. I'm sure some of them are in your downline too. And what I think is that you are going to peak faster than you did in Beachbody, but you are going to descend faster as well because the number of people that are willing to join an MLM in the year of our Beyonce 2025 is smaller than it has ever been. And you're all of these MLMs going under, they're just consolidating. And more people are going to drop off because those people at the bottom that give you your paycheck, they don't need you, you need them. They leave and the person above them loses their rank. The person above them loses their rank, all the way up to you. It is a house of cards, and it doesn't take long for it to fall. You may have felt stuck with Beachbody. You may have felt like it was a slow decline. I think you're going to experience a faster decline with Make Wellness. And that's why you have to double dip with Faster Way. So here we have, ooh, look at this, Belvital. Obviously, I'm going to put this on the screen, but so here she is on the set of Belvital. On September 30th, we were on the biggest high, wrapping 20 workouts in 2 weeks for Belvital. 1 hour later, we were notified that Body was shutting down the coach network and my primary source of income would be gone soon. It was not unexpected as the company was failing. It's how it happened that rocked us. That's for a podcast someday. Please do a podcast on that. I will cover the F out of that. I am flabbergasted. My gast has been flabbered because the fact that they were on the set of Belvital and they had just wrapped filming, imagine it, they're probably at a wrap party and everybody's having a great time and they're thinking, this program is going to revitalize Beachbody and it's launching in the new year and I'm in the cast. It's such a great platform. So many people are going to want to join my team and this is going to be a renaissance, a resurgence, and it's going to be so great for my income. And you're at the wrap party. You just filmed this program, and an hour into it, Carl tells them, oh, by the way, we're going affiliate. You're not going to have a downline anymore. That is vile. I think Christina's vile. I think Autumn's vile. I think Carl is vile. They're all terrible people, but that is really terrible for Carl to, and I'm sure he paid them to be in it. So obviously they were paid, especially because Beachbody headquarters is in Santa Monica, California labor laws. I'm sure, they might have SAG cards. Christina and Aaron might have SAG cards, but they obviously have to be paid for filming the program. But the fact that they just filmed the program and an hour after they finished filming, Carl told them, oh, we're going affiliate. The absolute disdain, the absolute, I don't care about even my top people in my company. By the way, Justin Prince doesn't care more about you than Carl did. Justin Prince also only cares about the bottom line. And if the same thing starts happening to Make Wellness that happened to Beachbody, he won't hesitate to take away the MLM portion or shut it down altogether. He doesn't care about you. He only cares about money. What I didn't know on September 30th is that a new startup was in pre-launch with new-to-market products and an affiliate-forward compensation plan. After a few calls with trusted friends, we felt this new company checked all the boxes if we were going to do this again and find a new home for our teams. Find a new home for our teams. That's a nice way to say, keep my downline intact so I can still make money off of them. I signed up on October 3rd, Mean Girls Day, with the disclaimer that if we didn't like the products, we'd not pursue the opportunity. But you did, because the products didn't come until November or December, and you recruited people before you even were able to try the products. So you did pursue the opportunity. Don't rewrite history. Don't try to make it seem like, oh, it's contingent upon these products. It was contingent upon you being able to keep earning money off of the labor of your downline. That was your reason. Don't even play. Christina, come on. I had told Danny for over a year that joining another network marketing business was out of the question. We had worked hard for 14 years to prepare for this moment. While he knew I wasn't done yet, I had convinced myself that I was ready to walk away. There was absolutely no existing company I would join either. Okay. All this, she's trying to be like, oh, Make Wellness is just so great, and that's why I stayed in MLM. You would be fine going to Shackley with Christine Dwyer and Melanie Mitro or any of these other companies. You would have done it. Don't lie. I don't believe her for a second. I went on the last body trip with so many mixed emotions, eternally grateful for it all, 14 years building a life I could only dream of, but also with eyes wide open to how this new affiliate program was not in the best interest of partners and confirming that I had to move on. I would only stay on for Belle Vitale and the women who I've worked with all year who are eager to complete this hormone health program. It was in the best interest of 99% of partners, people who didn't have a downline and earned money off of commissions from selling Beachbody programs and products. It was in the best interest of partners. It wasn't in your best interest as one of the 0.5% of people who had a giant downline and that was providing most of their income. When I got home, it was game on with Make Wellness, preparing quickly for the Founders Box launch. The excitement and demand for these bioactive precision peptides, take another shot, was unlike anything I'd seen before. We got pushback. Many who take synthetic peptide injections and have their own agendas said they couldn't work. What was clear, they were afraid they would work. Okay, that second paragraph, tell me I'm wrong. That's shots at Autumn, right? We know Autumn is from the bodybuilding world. Everything I said before. I'm pretty sure Autumn said to Christina, injectable peptides work. These are not going to work. And the fact, this is so shady. Oh, she had her own agenda. They have their own agenda, and they're just afraid that they would work. I don't think they do work. I don't think they do, especially because you're doing faster way. So if you're getting skinnier, it's because you're carb cycling and intermittent fasting. Everyone knows that 80 to 90% of weight loss is what you're eating. That is science. That is the truth. Exercise is great for building muscle, strength, flexibility, cardio, health. And yes, if you do build muscle, that helps increase your metabolism. But you can't outwork eating the wrong foods. Weight loss comes down to what you're eating. Like, I hate to be one of those fitness bros, but like, abs are made in the kitchen. Like, you can't outrun a bad diet. That's my fitness bro voice, apparently. But it is true. Look, is it obnoxious? Yes. But is it true? Also, yes. Our team grew and grew as we battled products out of stock, startup tech challenges, and more. All of this signaling one thing: we'd made the right choice. I think what signaled that you made the right choice was how much money you were making. One important detail: the products were delivering results better than expected, and she has a ton of before and after pictures. Wasn't it just last week that she was posting about how it's not about before and after? It's not about getting skinny. It's not about always trying to get the next level of skinny with each program. Like, yet you're all trying to say, oh, I'm this much skinnier now. Like, all those years with Beachbody, I never got this shredded, and now look how shredded I am because of these peptides. Like, girl, the mixed messages are so strong. Team and clients are losing fat, shedding pounds, controlling appetite, eliminating obsessive food noise. Oh, take another shot. Anytime they say food noise or bioactive precision peptides, we take a drink. Building muscle, recovering faster, sleeping better, reducing anxious feelings, gaining focus and clarity, gaining energy without taxation on the adrenal system, and much more. I have said this before, and I will say it again. If you're trying to sell a product, make it believable. Like, these peptides, we have to say the whole thing. They never just say peptides. They say bioactive precision peptides. Bioactive precision peptides. They do everything. Any problem that you could ever have in your life. They give you energy. They help you sleep. They get rid of your anxiety. They get rid of your depression. They build muscle. They burn fat. They help your appetite. All these things. They will find you a partner. They will make you rich. They will reverse your age, your skin, 20 years. They will, what? They will make wild animals befriend you like you're a Disney princess. Like, the peptides do everything. It's like, come on, man. Like, be so effing for real right now. Now she has this picture with Justin Prince. Again, I will say, he doesn't care about you any more than Carl did. Not to mention, our corporate leadership's level of communication and transparency is something new to us. We know what is happening at all times, good and bad, as we launch this company together. Okay, you think that, but how do you know he's telling you everything if he's not telling you everything? Like, there could be stuff he's not telling you. You wouldn't know because he's not telling you. Like, again, he could decide to go affiliate only next year, and he could spring it on you in a month or in a day or whatever, like Carl did, like an hour after you do something for him. Like, it's crazy. We'd love for you to take a look and join Freedom Collective. Freedom Collective. Our Make Wellness family. We are rewriting the story, focused on the future, and ready to help you create choice in your life with a company that is distrusting in every area. I think she means disrupting, but you should not trust them. If you're interested, comment make in the comment box. Oh, blah, blah, who cares? Oh, and then she has a picture of her faster way, which is progressive HIIT and low carb day, Weren't you just complaining about low carbs? Okay, I don't. And then she has, this is exactly 1 year ago during Belle Vitale and today. What is this supposed to be a before and after? What is she trying to say with these pictures? They look exactly the same. They look exactly the same. I don't see, is she supposed to look fatter in the Belle Vitale one? I mean, I don't see a difference. If there is, it's like you're wearing different clothing, you're wearing different sports bras, you're in a different bathroom, you have, you could be like, if there is, I really have to look for a difference. Also, she's like holding herself differently, but like at most, that's like the natural fluctuations in weight that we all have, especially women. Like we've talked about this, like if you weigh 150 pounds, like you might weigh 147 one day and 153 the next day. Like, especially, or you might weigh 153 before your period and 147 after your period. Like, you can fluctuate at least 5 pounds, if not more, and everybody has different stuff. But like, I don't see a before and after. And also, I thought it wasn't about before and after. Like, I thought it wasn't about getting skinny. Like, what are you? I don't get it. I don't get it. The scale is up. I've gone up about 1 inch on my waist, but muscle and bone mass is also up. How do you know? How do you know your muscle and bone mass is up? Did you go to the doctor and like get it measured? I have one of those scales too. I have one of those scales that says allegedly your body fat percentage and your bone percentage. And I heard about it because my friend has one. And I went to her place and hers is like more advanced and it tells you your body age, allegedly. And it said I was like a couple years younger. My body's a couple years younger than I am. Oh. Probably because of those bioactive precision peptides. Or maybe it's because I took Elise Jones' program. No, I didn't do any of that. I didn't do any of that. I know you guys know I'm joking, but I'm just making sure. So I weighed myself at her house and I got all those stats and I was like, oh, I want one of those scales. That's cool. This was a few years ago. And so I went online and I was looking at different ones and I was like, I want one that's like less expensive because obviously I don't want to spend as much money. And so I got one and it says I'm like 10% more body fat than hers says. Like you can, and I weighed myself like at night on hers at like literally like, 2 days later because I ordered on Amazon Prime. So it's like, how these scales, like, how do you know they're even accurate? Because I go to my friend's house and I weigh myself and I have 21% body fat and I weigh myself on my scale and I have 31% body fat. Like it just doesn't, it's not super accurate. Like you can say your bone mass and muscle mass is up, but like you can try on a bunch of different scales and like you don't know. Like it's crazy. What's down? My anxiety about overeating carbs. You just said you had a progressive hit and low carb day. Kat's Instagram story that showed what I eat in a day had no carbs or fruit. Like, you do carb cycling. I guess Belle Vitale must have had really low carbs. I don't know. Because the carb amounts in 80-Day Obsession or Ultimate Portion Fix in general are fine. I mean, I probably eat like one more serving of carbs now in my regular like day-to-day diet than I did when I was doing Ultimate Portion Fix. It's not crazy restrictive of carbs. Carb cycling is more restrictive of carbs. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills!
What else is down? The shame of eating off plan. My obsession with correlating my value when the scale is at my ideal number. Guilt over enjoying drinks with family and friends. I'm making progress in so many ways. I mean, good for you, but Faster Way is still on plan and off plan. I really need a copy of Faster Way meal plans. I don't want to pay any money. you have to start with that freaking 6-week thing. I don't want to give them my money, but I want to do it for like 2 weeks or something so I can see like what the meal plan is every day, because there's a meal plan. Like, I don't get it. And then she has a bunch of before and afters, which again, I thought it wasn't about. And it's all like people answering, how have bioactive peptides helped you? Ooh, they didn't say precision. That's how dare. And they're all just like, 10 weeks taking the muscle and metabolic collection. But what else are you doing? And she's standing like progressively farther away from the camera. I'm like, again, these people are like, their before pictures are like not posed. They're from who knows when. Their after pictures are like clearly in the morning when they're working out. I can look like I lost 10 pounds if I take a picture of myself at night and then I take a picture of myself in the morning. I recently bought some clothes and, I got home from work. I had the package. I was like, oh, this is so great. I pulled out all my clothes. I tried them on. I took pictures in the mirror and I was like, some of these are kind of tight, or like, oh, I like this. I don't like this. And then in the morning, I got dressed for work and I took a picture and I looked so much better and the clothes fit better. And it's just like, in the morning, you're skinnier. Like, you're just skinnier in the morning. It's true. This girl, it looks like she's pushing out. I have been taking Fit, Lean, and Hydrated as well as Calm as needed for 2 months and have lost 3 pounds and gone down a pant size while my muscle mass has definitely increased. I just don't think that like taking these peptides is going to build your muscle and make you lose an inch off your belly. It's what you're eating. What are you eating? What are these people eating? Did they change nothing else and they only brought in the peptides? I don't believe that. They're all doing Faster Way. So I'm sorry, Faster Way is what's doing it. And also, let me be clear, this is not me advocating for Faster Way or telling you to do Faster Way. I think it's too restrictive, in my opinion. Just hearing about carb cycling and intermittent fasting, I don't like it. But I will say that that type of meal plan is what is getting you those results. So also, this before and after, this woman in the blue swimsuit, again, this could be, you can easily fake these before and afters. Like, they don't even look, does she have a new tattoo? She's even like taking it from a different side and she like flipped it because she doesn't have the tattoo in her before picture and she does in her after picture. I just don't see the difference between these that couldn't be down to normal fluctuations. And I just stopped taking screenshots, and she had more in her stories, but they all looked like this. They all were just like, oh, I'm down 5 pounds. Oh, I'm down 3 pounds. Oh, I'm down, very little weight. And all the before and after pictures look like they could easily be staged, faked, doctored. And I'm sure they're all doing Faster Way. Like, she's selling both of these and she's using the same results to advertise one at a time instead of saying, I'm doing these peptides and Faster Way to fat loss. Like, you need to buy both. She's like selling them separately. And talk about transparency. She's talked about how Carl wasn't transparent and now Justin Prince is. But like, you are trying to attribute all these results to these peptides when it's clearly the restrictive meal plans of Faster Way. And you're retconning your experience with Autumn's meal plans so you can throw shade at Autumn, even though Faster Way meal plans are the same thing. Macro tracking, carb cycling, intermittent fasting. It's all the same. You guys. Okay, that's going to be enough for me today. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for sharing shenanigans with me. If you made it this far, tell me, how was your Memorial Day weekend? Did you do anything fun? And tell me about your pet. I love to hear about your pets. Give your pets a kiss on their soft little heads for me. And I will see you soon. Okay, bye.
What does perfect even mean?